This video is for writing equations of circles given the diameter. This is going to be lesson 6.9. This is the last lesson of the unit. So we're going to start with the center and the radius. All right, write the equation of a circle whose diameter begins at -4,9 and ends at 8,1. That's the diameter. So we're going to use the midpoint formula. Midpoint formula is x1 plus don't listen to me, x2 minus x1 over 2, comma, y2 minus y1 over 2. So our x's, it is plus, goodness, 8 plus -4 is just 8 minus 4. 1 plus 9. 1 plus 9. Okay. So 8 minus 4 is 4. Divided by 2 is 2. You can type each one of these pieces in your calculator. 1 plus 9 is 10. Divided by 2 is 5. That's the center. So if I know the diameter, know the endpoints, I can find the center. We can use the distance formula to find the length of the diameter. So remember, it's x's subtract each other, y's subtract each other. So I'm going to do 8 minus a -4, which is just 8 plus 4. 1 minus 9. Okay. 8 plus 4 is 12. 1 minus 9 is a -8. 12 squared is 144. -8 squared is a +64. And so what I end up with is the square root of 208. If I simplify it, it's 4 times the square root of 13. Okay. The reason I simplified it, because that's the diameter. To find the radius, I need to divide it by 2. The radius is equal to the diameter divided by 2. So the diameter is 4 times the square root of 13 divided by 2. What happens here, this 2 cancels out because 4 is the same as 2 times 2. And I can cancel one of those 2's on top. So 2 times the square root of 13 is my radius length. Now, we've got the center, we've got the radius. We can write this out. X minus 2 squared plus y minus 5 squared equals the radius squared. I know it's gross now, okay, but it cleans up. If I type this piece in my calculator, I want you to see what happens. So if I do 2 times the square root of 13, and then I square it, it cleans up. Now, I can write a nice, pretty 52 there. That's about as tough as they get, okay? It's a lot of pieces. Says write the equation of the circle given the endpoints of the diameter. Okay, so we're just gonna do 2 of these. Okay. So sometimes they come out nice and neat. Let's do number 4. Okay. So we have to find the midpoint. So 10 plus 10 plus 10 over 2. And then 0 plus 14 over 2. 10 plus 10 is 20, over 2 is a 10. 0 plus 14 is 14, over 2 is a 7. So that's my center. And then the distance. So 10 minus 10 squared plus 14 minus 0 squared. 10 minus 10 is 0. It cancels out. What I'm left with is 14 squared. Let me look at something really quick. The square root of 14 squared is just 14. That's the diameter. Don't forget the radius, you have to cut that in half. Okay? So, x minus the center, the x center, plus y minus the y center equals the radius squared. And then if we simplify it, equals 49. So they don't all come out gross. Okay, sometimes they come out nice and neat for you. Sorry. All right, let's do one more of these. Let's do number 6. Okay, so these are the endpoints of the diameter. So first thing I need to do is I need to find the center. So negative 10 plus negative 8 over 2, and then 8 plus negative 8 over 2. Negative 10 plus a negative 8 is a negative 18. 8 plus a negative 8 is a 0. So the center that I get here, negative 18 divided by 2 is a negative 9. 0 divided by 2 is a 0. This happens sometimes. Oh, we're down here. So my center is negative 9 comma 0. Okay, then we're going to do the distance. All right. Negative 10 minus a negative 8 squared. 8 minus a negative 8 squared. I'm going to type just what's underneath into the calculator. Okay. So I'm going to do negative 10 minus negative 8 squared. I've got an extra. Should be there. Okay. Sorry, I missed a parenthesis. Plus 8 minus negative 8 squared. And I get the square root of 260. Okay. Then I simplify it. So 260 I can divide by 10. I'm going to take that one. So 260 is 10 times 26. 10 is 2 times 5. 26, I can divide that by 2. 2 times 13, those are both prime. I have a pair of 2's, those get to come out. The 5 and the 13 have to stay underneath. So 2 times the square root of 65. That's the diameter. Radius, we have to divide it by 2. So what happens is the 2 cancels out. So the radius is just the square root of 65. So when I write this one, so x minus a negative 9 would be plus 9. Plus y minus the center y, 0, equals the square root of 65 squared. When I clean this one up, x plus 9 stays. Y minus 0 just turns into a y squared. We just simplify it down. And the square of the square root of 65 is just a 65. So sometimes you get pieces like this. Again, the radicals usually clean up. So that's it for this set of notes.